नमस्कार। श्री श्री रामकृष्ण कथामृत। तव कथामृतं तप्त जीवनं कविभिरीडितं कल्मषापहं श्रवणमंगलं श्रीमदादतं भुवि गृह्णन्ति ये भूरिदा जनाः। श्री श्री रामकृष्ण कथामृतो प्रथम भाग द्वितीय खंडो तृतीय परिच्छेद वॉल्यूम 1 second section third chapter of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna in Bengali. And Sri Ramakrishna has just come down to the normal plane from Samadhi and started talking to the devotees. The devotees, Keshab, Yam, and all others, the huge crowd who are so eager to listen to his nectar-like words, to listen to his teachings, or finally they have started getting that dose of the profound teachings. And in this third chapter, it is the oneness, Somanboy of Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Karma Yoga. So Sri Ramakrishna has told us about the path that the Jnanis, the followers of Jnana Yoga, they take. That for them, anything with name and form is unreal. Only reality for them is Brahman. Brahma Satya, Jagan Mithya. Whatever has name and form is unreal. This entire world, the universe, the human beings, animals, trees, plants, the microbes, the animate, the inanimate, everything which has got name and form is dreamlike. Shapnavat. And only reality is Brahman. Brahman which cannot be described in words. Brahman. How is Brahman? You cannot explain with your mouth. You cannot put words to Brahma. The moment you try putting words, there has to be some form. And if there is some form, it cannot be real. When you give name to that form, that doesn't remain permanent. So anything with name and form is perishable, impermanent, and it is bound to be destroyed. Only indestructible, only permanent, only imperishable is Brahman. That is the view of the Jnanis. They consider this entire world to be unreal. Okay. But then, what about the devotees? For them, what is the path that these devotees, the bhaktas, they take? Now, Thakur explains, Ganira Eru Bole Jemon Vedanta Badira. Now, these Jnanis, they had told us earlier how Jnanis, how they perceive this God and universe. How they perceive, what is their interpretation of Brahman and non-Brahman. According to them, Brahman is the only true thing. There is nothing like non-Brahman for them. Only Brahma Satya. Baki, the entire universe, Jagat Mithya. They talk like the Vedantists, the Advaitis. That is how the people following the path of Jnana Yoga, they explain like Vedantists. Bhaktera kintu shok obosthai loi. Jagrot obostha ও সত্য বলে, জগৎকে স্বপ্নবোধ বলে না। ভক্তেরা বলে এই জগৎ ভগবানের ঐশ্বর্য। আকাশ, নক্ষত্র, চন্দ্র, সূর্য, পর্বত, সমুদ্র, জীব জন্তু এসব ঈশ্বর করেছেন, তাহারই ঐশ্বর্য। তিনি অন্তরে হৃদয় মধ্যে, আবার বাহিরে। উত্তম ভক্ত বলে তিনি নিজে এই চতুর্বিংশতি তত্ত্ব জীব জগৎ হয়েছেন। ভক্তের স্বাদ যে চিনি খায়, চিনি হতে ভালোবাসে না। সকলের হাস্য। ভক্তের ভাব কি রূপ জানো? হে ভগবান, তুমি প্রভু, আমি তোমার দাস। তুমি মা, আমি তোমার সন্তান। আবার তুমি আমার পিতা বা মাতা। তুমি পূর্ণ, আমি তোমার অংশ। ভক্ত এমন কথা বলতে ইচ্ছা করে না যে আমি ব্রহ্ম। No, what Thakur says, what is the attitude of a devotee who is dwelling the path of bhakti yoga? ভক্তেরা কিন্তু সব অবস্থায় লয়। ভক্ত, a devotee, believes in all the states of consciousness. They look upon জাগ্রত অবস্থাও সত্য বলে। They look upon the waking state also as true. But কিন্তু জগৎকে স্বপ্নবোধ বলে না। But they don't say that Jagan Mithya, that this all world is like a dream. No. For them, if this waking state is real, the dreaming state is also real. How? Bhaktera bole, the devotees say, এই জগৎ ভগবানের ঐশ্বর্য. This entire universe is the glory of God, the mighty glory of the God. You look at this earth, you look at those stars, you look at those planets, you look at all the surroundings. These are all the glory of the God. How he perceives Akash, Nakshatra, Chandra, Surya, the sky, the stars and planets, the moon, the sun, Parvat, Samudra, the mountains and the oceans, Jeev, Jantu, the human life, animal life, plant life, Eshob, Ishwar করেছেন. The Almighty, my Lord, has made all these things. How can they be unreal? These are all the jewels in His kingdom. These are all His glory. The God and His mighty glory. His glory is this world, this universe. Taharai Eshwarjo. All this thing is glory. তিনি অন্তরে হৃদয় মধ্যে, আবার বাহিরে. This God dwells in my heart and also in the entire external world outside. Everything is filled with God. Nothing is without God. And wherever there is God, is all real. That is the attitude of the devotees. What he says? Devotee says, Uttam Bhakta bole, the devotee of a very high order, a very superior devotee, what he says? তিনি নিজে এই চতুর্বিংশতি তত্ত্ব জীব জগৎ হয়েছেন. That Lord, my God himself, has become these 24 principles. Now, according to the Indian philosophy, this entire universe comprises of 24 cosmic principles. Chaturvinshati. Chaturvinshati is 24. Tattva is principle, the cosmic principle. Now, what are these cosmic principles? The principles are Mahat. That is the first principle, the cosmic intelligence. There is intelligence in this cosmos. So that Mahat is one. Buddhi, the discriminating faculty. Mahat, Buddhi, then Ahankara, the sense of ego. That is the third principle which comprises this universe. In each and everything there is Ahankara, there is ego. Then Manas, mind, and Chitta, the Buddhi. The mind is one, the Chitta is another, the Buddhi is another. Okay, so the Manas and Chitta. So these are the five: Mahat, Buddhi, Ahankara, Manas, and Buddhi, Chitta. These five. Then the recording facility. The recording facility is the five organs of perception. Which are these organs of perception or the processes of perception? Hearing, seeing, then sight, touch, smell, taste, all these. The five sense perceptions through which we perceive this entire universe. There is no sixth perception for us. If we have a sixth perception, maybe we will see the universe in some different form or different aspect. So with these limited five perceptions, we perceive the universe, and these five sense of perceptions become the part of these 24 cosmic principles. So after the five organs of sense perceptions, then we have five organs of action. Our hands, feet, speech, then organ of excretion, organ of generation, all these things. These are the karmendriyas, the organs of action. Then we have five tanmatras, the potential organs, the potential perceptors. These are the sound potential. There has to hear something, there has to be the inherent potential for that sound to generate. That potential is also part of these 24 cosmic principles. Now, there are these five tanmatras, potential aspects of each and every perception. The sound potential, the touch potential, the sight potential, the taste potential, and the smell potential. You see, unless and until there is this potential, you won't be able to perceive that through that sense. So, philosophically, if you need to perceive anything, you need an organ, you need a tanmatra to perceive that. And then there are finer materials of gross elements. Now, which are the gross elements? The Pancha Mahabhuta. Pancha Mahabhuta is ether, air, fire, water, earth, and ether. So all these principles put together, the 24 principles which pervade this entire universe, to understand, to perceive, to know, as per a devotee of a very superior level, a very higher quality of devotee, a very higher level of devotee. According to him, even these 24 tattvas, the cosmic principles are also comprised by the Lord Himself. That is why we are able to see, that is why we are able to hear, that is why we are able to taste, that is why we are able to breathe, that is why we are able to procreate, that is why we are able to enjoy all these things. This, even that enjoyment, Lord resides. That is what a Bhakta says. So, uh, according to Bhakti Yoga, the devotee ভক্তের স্বাদ যে চিনি খায়, চিনি হতে ভালোবাসে না. What does a bhakta desire? He wants to eat sugar. He doesn't want to become sugar. Why? If he becomes sugar, will he taste the sweetness? No. He cannot taste the sweetness if he becomes sugar. So, he wants to remain the taster of the sweetness. He wants to taste the sugar. He wants to enjoy sweetness. So that is the attitude of Bhakta. Again, Thakur further explains, Bhakter bhav ki roop jano? How is his attitude? One is, yes, he doesn't want to become sugar. He wants to enjoy the tasting the sugar, to enjoy that sweetness. And Bhakta's attitude is, Hey Bhagwan, tumi Prabhu, ami tomar das. Oh Lord, you are the master, I am your servant. Tumi ma, ami tomar santan. You are my mother, I am your child. Whichever way, I may be a good child, bad child, a holy child or a wretched child, but mother, oh God, you are my mother, I am your child. And again, Abar, tumi amar pita ba mata. Have this child attitude towards God as, you are my father, you are my mother. Like some people, they call upon God as father. Some people, they call upon God as mother. The male aspect of Godhood, the female aspect of Godhood. So, some devotees, they call him as father. Some devotees, they call him as mother. Again, some people call, Tumi Purno, Ami Tomar Angsho. You are the whole. You are the whole forming this entire thing, and you are just a part. Doesn't matter, I'm a tiny part, I'm just a little speck of your existence, but I am proud to be your part. I am your proud part, and you are the whole. Doesn't matter if I'm a big or small part. I'm a part. ভক্ত এমন কথা বলতে ইচ্ছা করে না যে আমি ব্রহ্ম. A bhakta never desires, never wishes to say that I am Brahman. No, not like the Jnanis. Jnani say, Brahma Satya Jagan Mithya, Aham Brahmosmi, I am Brahman. That is what the Brahmajnani says. A bhakta never says Aham Brahmosmi. A bhakta says, you are master, I am your servant. Dasa Buddhi. A bhakta says, you are my mother, I am your child. Matrubhav. Worshipping God as mother, worshipping God as father, worshipping God as whole, and I am your small, tiny speck. I am not Brahman. He can never say, he doesn't wish to say, he doesn't desire to say, Ami Brahma. So that is the path of bhakti. Now let us come to the path of yoga. যোগীও পরমাত্মাকে সাক্ষাৎকার করতে চেষ্টা করে. Now the yogi also wishes, the yogi's intention is to see God, to realize the Paramatma. That is his entire intention of walking on this path of yoga. উদ্দেশ্য জীবাত্মা ও পরমাত্মার যোগ, the union of Jivatman and the Paramatman. Now the one that dwells in this pillowcase, in this cloth, outer cloth, that is going to be discarded in due course of time. The one that dwells inside is Jivatman, because it has got some limitations, which is in fact a part of Paramatman, which has come down as Jivatman, taken this body in the form of Satvik. One day this Satvik has to die, the Jivatman has to get released and meet the Paramatman. Then when Jivatman has to go and meet the Paramatman, there is no need of the body, because that tiny little fellow is already a part of the whole. It has to just reach there, and with body being Nam and Roop, he cannot reach him. So to reach him, the Nam and Rupa has to go. Vasansi jirnani yatha vihayo. So that is the idea, that is the intention, that is the aim of yogis, to bring out the union. The yoga is union, to bring out the union of Jivatman and Paramatman. যোগী বিষয় থেকে মন কুড়িয়ে লয়ে ও পরমাত্মাতে মন স্থির করতে চেষ্টা করে. What does yogi do? The yogi who is on this path, he tries to dissociate his mind from the objects of senses and focus that mind on the Paramatman. That is his entire effort, to take away mind from the impermanent and to focus the mind on the permanent, the imperishable, the indestructible, the indivisible. That is Paramatma. তাই প্রথম অবস্থায় নির্জনে স্থির আসনে অনন্যমন হয়ে ধ্যান চিন্তা করে. See, Thakur's nirjano bash, ekanta bash is coming again and again. That yogi, the person who is dwelling the path of yoga, he goes into solitude and focuses his mind in a steady posture, sthir asan. Focuses his mind and just meditates. Ononyo mon hoye, with all concentration, dhyan chinta kore. With full concentration, he meditates upon that permanent entity. Now Thakur has explained to us these three paths. The Jnana Yogi's path, Jnani's path through Jnana Yoga, the Bhakta path, devotee's path through Bhakti Yoga, and the Yogi's path through the Yoga. Now, this is perceived to be karma yoga because all these actions that we do, no, meditation, concentration, they all, I mean, okay, although they can be termed as Raja Yoga, but they fall in the broader category of karma yoga. So, Thakur has explained to us these three paths: the Jnana Yoga, the Bhakti Yoga, the Karma Yoga, the yoga, the path that Jnanis follow, Aham Brahmosmi, Brahma Satya Jagan Mithya, then the path of devotees. You are my mother, I am your child. You are master, I am your servant. You are the whole, I am your tiny speck. And then yogis, their intention, all their efforts are to bring the union of the Jivatma dwelling inside this body with the Paramatma. To realize the Paramatman through the union of Jivatma and Paramatma, and going into solitude, meditate upon the God in full concentration, going, taking a still position. No movement of the body, and that's what Sri M had seen when Thakur had entered Samadhi, a motionless body. Sthir ason. There is no movement of body whatsoever. So these are the three paths that Thakur has explained, and finally Thakur says, Kintu ekoi bostu नाम भेद मात्र जिनी ब्रह्म तिनी आत्मा तिनी भगवान ब्रह्मज्ञानीर ब्रह्म योगीर परमात्मा भक्तेर भगवान. Thakur has explained this ultimate truth. He says, okay, paths may be different. We may perceive these to be different goals. The Brahman of the Jnanis, Bhagwan of the Bhaktas, and Paramatma of the Yogis. We may, we may perceive these three as different objectives of three paths, but no. Yeah, all these are one and the same, like that Brahmin when he's doing puja, archana, when he's doing arti, he is a pujari. And when he is cooking dal and rice and sabji, he is a cook. Same Brahmin. Likewise, when I take the path of Jnana Yoga, I call him Brahman. When I take the path of bhakti, of devotion, of bhakti yoga, I call him Bhagavan, God. I give him that name. And when as a yogi I am following the path of yoga, I address him as Paramatman. The Jivatma and the Paramatma, the Bhakta and the Bhagavan. And as far as Jnani, Jagan Mithya, only Brahma Satya. But in reality, Thakur says, the Brahman, the Paramatma, and the Bhagavan, they are all one and the same. So, this is the wonderful teaching that Sri Ramakrishna is giving to all these devotees, to Keshav, to M, and all these people who are, some are sitting there, some are standing outside and peeping inside the room to listen to Sri Ramakrishna's words. So this is the beautiful teaching that Sri Ramakrishna has given to us, that all paths ultimately lead to the same entity, same reality. We may call them by different names and we may call these as different paths, but ultimately they are all one in the end. Their destination is the same. And With this teaching, we close this reading of the third chapter, and next we will start Chaturtho Puriched, the fourth chapter, which will be of Vedo Tantre Shobonmoye. Again, oneness of two different aspects of the Vedas. The truth explained in the Vedas and the truth explained in the spiritual tantras. So Thakur is all universality, all commonality. He teaches us oneness in all. Hmm. There may be different paths, but all take us to the same reality. Om Namah Shri Bhagavate Ramakrishnaaya. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Jai Thakur. Jai Ma. Jai Swami.